What's up, everyone? I'm Coach D. Honestly, these are sad times in America. This video got me pretty pissed off. I was disgusted, and honestly, it made me sad as well. You see, I grew up in a predominantly white conservative town and had to endure the entire spectrum of racism. When I was younger, I made excuses for the racists for being racist and for myself for not standing up to them. About them, I'd say, you know what, maybe they just didn't know that was racist, or it's how they're raised. They didn't know any better. For myself, I'd say I didn't want to ruin the joke, or I'm in survival mode and just want to let this time of my life pass without a lot of conflict. Then sometime around my junior year of high school, I decided I wasn't having it anymore. I decided I was no longer putting up with racism, subtle or overt. This got me in a little bit of trouble in high school, but you know what? I wouldn't change any of it even if I were back there today. And currently, I call out racism instantly every time without hesitation. So what we saw last night at Madison Square Garden was repulsive, and I can't imagine being an adult person of color like Byron Donalds and Tim Scott and just letting that slide. Or a black person in the crowd standing there laughing and pretending not to care as if this wasn't blatant racism.
All right, heck yeah, it's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that, a lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding, that's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun, we carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
You see, when you're a black conservative in a room of white conservatives, you have to pretend you're okay with this type of racism and keep on tap dancing for them. Sure, they barely consider themselves black anyway, but deep down inside, they know it's racism toward them, but they put up with it because they want to stay in the club. They know they're not really in the club, but for them, the pat on the top of the head, it's worth it. They know they're the joke. They're probably told beforehand, hey, we're going to say some racist shit tonight, but you know we don't mean you, right? And they probably reply, oh, yes, sir. I knows you don't mean me, boss. Now, if you don't need me, I'll be over there licking your boots clean. You see, the difference between me and Byron Donalds and other black conservatives is that I grew up. I developed the intestinal fortitude around 16 years old to say, nah, man, you're not going to say that type of shit around me. These guys are in their 40s and 50s, and they're still saying, yes, sir, boss man, yes, sir. Byron Donalds had the nerve to get on that stage and spew transphobia because he's a good boy and he does what he's supposed to.
But the last thing we're going to fix, and it's a big one. You see, I got 3 kids. They're all boys. And I'll be damned if you're going to have some school tell my boys that they can now be girls. Not on my watch. Not on the watch of Donald Trump, I can promise you that.
I bet their family members are embarrassed to say that they're related to these buck-dancing bootlickers. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.